What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Domuto. We are back with another video today, watching Beyond Dragon Ball Super. The Demon Realm invade Universe 11 as Jiren confronts the demon of his past. Oh, okay. This is by UnrealEntGaming. I think I said that already. But yeah, we gotta get into it, man. This new chapter right here, man. We almost caught up to the story, but I think he posts one like every week. So I watch one of these like a week. So we gotta get into it, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and there you go.
As our story now continues, following the initial invasion within Universe 11, as multiple demons now from the Demon Realm are now shown clashing against Universe 11's Pride Troopers, to which it was only prior to their engagement with both Dispo and Casserole being shown standing back to back before having to engage against the Spike Demons was when Casserole went on to then chime in. This is just crazy, and they don't seem to be slowing down here either, but where the heck do they just keep coming from, Casserole questions? Because no matter what it is, when we go and put one down, two more just suddenly happen to appear from out of nowhere, with Dispo responding, "Well, your guess is as good as mine here, Casserole, because while I don't understand as to where these things continue to be coming from each time we go and put one down, we gotta go and keep pushing forward while we're out here against them, otherwise we are all goners," Dispo says. And so now while we're still able to go and fight and wait on the others to go and join in on having to help us, we have to still continue to try and push back against these monsters, or else they'll destroy us all if we aren't careful, Dispo says. So even though I don't have a clue as to where these freaks continue to come from, we gotta go and act now while we can, otherwise it'll be too late. Okay. So then what exactly is it that you go and propose that we do out there against them, Casserole questions? Because as tough as these creatures seem to be, we can't just blindly push in there and expect for some kind of a different outcome. And so now how exactly is it that you want
y'all need Topo and Jiren, boy?
With Dispo responding, "Well, we don't really have much of a choice here, and so I'll need you to go and hurry and get right into the action the second I go and pounce on them and go right on the attack, and while I do, I will need you to go and grab the others and make sure that they are okay in the meantime," Dispo says, to which as Dispo was then shown having to make his move, it would only now appear as though Dispo was attempting to do everything he could in order to save the life of one of his own Pride Troopers, as Dispo then went on to continue, "And so do not try and wait on me to go and tell you on when to move right in there, Casserole, because it's better for us to go and move in and handle this while we can right now, so then that way we can go and hit them when they least expect it. Otherwise we'll end up losing everything if we don't go and move in and try, and so now get away from her, you monster!" "Yes, I got her," Dispo, Casserole then went on to quickly shout. "And so now's your chance to go and close in and hammer these monsters down so that we can go and carry on and finish these monsters off once and for all, and so now hurry! Oh, now you monsters are in for a rude awakening," Dispo responds upon being shown having to light speed blitz his way around one of the Spike Demons. "Because the battlefield is where I tend to thrive the most in, and while despite with you demons having to outnumber us here and now, I myself have proven time and time again that no matter how many enemies go and stand in the way of our justice here in Universe 11, I will continue to stand alongside my fellow Pride Troopers until there is nothing that remains, because while we have faced off against some of the strongest mortal warriors from across the entire multiverse once before, we aren't going to be backing down here against you, and so you might as well just go and back it up now, because this isn't going to end within your favor," Dispo shouts. "And so now let this be a lesson for you creatures to go and bear in mind, because you aren't just going up against any ordinary fighting unit here," Dispo continues.
"Yes, sir, Dispo.
You monsters are up against Universe 11's mightiest force of justice, and because of that, no amount of evil and harm that you go and try to cast over us is going to work against any of us demons." But then it was only just upon with Casserole to one of the Spike Demons and having to warn Dispo was when Casserole then went on to quickly shout, "Oh, we can't go and hold all of them back, and so now hurry and watch behind you, Dispo, for there are more of them that are looking to blindside you from behind, and so now hurry and turn around before it's too late." "Wait, say what now? Oh, you've got to be freaking kidding me," Dispo went on to quickly turn around by responding. "But where in the world do these demons just continue to come from like this, because they seem to be piling up on us more and more?" But then it was only just within that very moment, as a gigantic energy blast was then shown having to smash into both of the Spike Demons and having to save Dispo, was when Dispo then went on to quickly respond, "Hey, whoa, and just what in the world was that, and where in the heck did that just wait, could that really be?" "You should go and worry not," Dispo Dispo, a familiar voice, went on to then chime
Topo.
in, because while these demons thought that they could outmaneuver and outnumber us, they've underestimated the unity of us Pride Troopers, because so as long as I continue to stand alongside you and having to help lead you in this battle and overcoming these heartless monsters,
Where your shirt
so
at?
as long as I continue to stand with you, these demons will never know what peace or victory will ever taste like, Destroyer Topo went on to then respond. And while I didn't expect to go and unleash the power of destruction so soon, with the safety of my entire team at stake, there is no room for hesitation, and so I will go and do what I must to do what I can to ensure that none of you fall.
Topo trying to aura farm right here.
Protect you all in the
He's trying to get some
meantime,
aura.
Dispo, with Dispo having to then turn around by responding, "All right, I knew that I had sensed you around when me and Casserole were fighting these monsters off, and so it's good to see you here with us, Topo. And let me just be the first one to say that we are really happy to have you here standing alongside with us against these things, so thank you, Topo." Well, with the warm welcoming aside, Topo went on to then turn around upon having to spot another spike demon making his way towards him. These very demons who have decided to go and invade our world are undeserving of being given a second chance to go and try and escape us, and so now that I'm here, understand that you will no longer be allowed to go and continue to cause any more harm within our universe, but instead, Topo continues, you and all of those who are just like you are hereby going to be destroyed for the consequences of your actions. Hakai, Topo shouts, to which upon Topo now being shown having to erase one of the spike demons was when Topo then went on to continue, for this is the only way that we can go and ensure that Universe 11 is protected at all costs, Dispo, and so I will need for both you along with the others to stick close by me, as I will go and handle them from this moment moving forward, and so make sure that you go and stick close by me just in case something were to— Wait a second, Topo says. Something's rapidly approaching us and it seems to be coming from behind us. But where in the world it waits, for I am now sensing the energy signatures of two closing right in, and so wait a minute. Could it really be? But then it was only surprising
Oh
enough
shit,
out of nowhere
that man then
unbeknownst to
came
both
in.
Topo and Kodos,
That
as
boy.
Jiren went on to quickly intervene by grabbing onto Kodos' arm, was when Kodos went on to then quickly respond, "Now this is where you will do— What the— But how? And from where? How did you go and do that just now?" Kodos questions. "How was it that you were able to sense me coming faster than the Destroyer student was?" With Pride Trooper Jiren having to then quickly respond, "Your audacity to even go and attempt to go as far as to try and strike down a God of Destruction candidate from behind and going unnoticed was a mistake. As this is going to be one mistake that I will ensure you that you are going to pay dearly for, creature. For your underestimation of us will inevitably lead to your downfall, and while we may not know as to where you creatures have emerged from, you can rest assured that I will hereby stand as being the barrier between your malice and the safety of this universe," Jiren continues,
Yes, sir.
"no matter the cost. As your attempt on Topo's life just now was not only a testament to your nature and how far you are willing to go to achieve whatever it is that you came here to achieve, but it was also a testament in having to go as far as to show us on exactly what you are at your very core, creature. And now that I am standing here before you and being the difference maker in what the outcome of your fate is going to be," Jiren continues, "understand that this will be as far as I will allow for you to go, demon."
Damn.
With Kodos responding, "How utterly ridiculous of you to go and assume your authority over me when you know nothing of what I am capable of, Pride Trooper. But wait just a second now. Why do I feel as though I know this creature from somewhere?" Kodos went on to then say to himself by questioning, "as it doesn't appear to feel as though this is the first time that I'm coming face to face with this Pride Trooper, but where do I know him from? And why do I feel as though I've seen this mortal once before?" Kodos continues, "as this energy that I'm sensing that's coming from him feels all too familiar, for I am somehow able to recognize it somehow. Wait a second, could this really be what I think that it is? But of course, for now it is all beginning to make perfect sense as to where
Let me find out he was the demon that killed
recognize
his
him
people.
from, as I should have already known
Let me find
the
out,
very
Jiren.
moments that I was able to sense his presence presence nearby, Kodos continues. For now, I am able to remember on who this is. As after all of these years, the little boy who cowered in the shadows, trembling with fear as I ripped everything away that
He was a fucking child.
to him, for he is the one whose screams had echoed within the voids as I went and slaughtered his parents without mercy, and had only later done the same with his master. What was his name? Yes, Jiren, the old fool.
Oh yeah,
who
you
thought
done
that
fucked
he
up
could
now.
save and protect the boy. But from what I can see, it doesn't appear as though he knows on who I am or even remembers on what I've done. But perhaps now would be a better time than any other to go and remind this fool on exactly who it is that I am and why the memories of his past will ultimately come back to haunt him, especially now that I have returned. But then, it was only just upon within this very moment as Jiren was then shown having to knock Kodos away before having to address him was when Jiren went on to then quickly respond. Now enough with these meaningless mind games, and let us both go and see as to what you can truly do, since you are already here. But while you are also foolish enough to assume that this is going to end within your favor, Jiren continues, I can go and stake my life on the line with confidence to say that the outcome of your fate while attacking Universe 11 will not be ending in the way that you think that it will. As God of Destruction, Topo went on to then quickly respond, thank you for stepping in the way that you did just now, Jiren, for I was barely able to get a read on something having to rapidly approach us before you had gone and stepped in, but there is something different about this one, for this one doesn't appear to be like the rest of them, Topo continues, as there is something about this creature that appears to be far more sinister. But what say you? With Jiren responding, I agree, but despite with this one here having to be different than the other creatures who were shown having to attack us, regardless of the fact the outcome is still going to end the same, with Kodos now being shown having to slowly stand back up by responding, yes, Pride Trooper, for now I am able to remember on exactly who you are, for it has been a really long time since I had last went and laid my eyes on you, Kodos continues, for I didn't really go as far as to recognize you at first, but now that I am able to, I must say that I'm quite surprised, Jiren, for you have become strong, far stronger than I ever would have imagined would be possible in fact, but let us not go and pretend that strength is all that matters here within this very moment, Jiren, for it didn't go as far as to save your family then, and it won't be enough to go and save
Bet you won't tell them that though.
now, Kodos says, and while you may not know as to who I am or what it is that I am capable of, I, on the other hand, know all about who you truly are, and that is because at your very core, despite with this incredible power that you've managed to harbor throughout the years, you are still as weak and broken as I remembered in having to leave you, and no amount of strength obtained throughout the years will ever be enough to make that very same pain ever go away, Jiren. For it is ironic when you go and stop and think about it, Jiren, for you claim to stand as being the protector of this universe and a warrior of justice, but yet at the same time you also just so happen to be standing before the very demon who helped shape your miserable life into what it is today.
Damn.
For I can see that you have went and spent your years in chasing strength in hopes of having to bury the pain that I caused, but understand that strength alone cannot possibly
Jiren over that shit, bruh.
to erase the past that you ran from. Now,
Jiren over that shit, bruh.
don't go and listen to a single word that he goes and says to you, Jiren, Topo went on to then quickly chime in, and as he is only trying to go and get under your skin, and so be sure to take caution here, for he is only trying to rattle you after coming in the way of his plans, with Jiren responding, no, Topo, for I think that there is more to him than what he's letting off here, and so what exactly could you possibly be talking about, demon? What exactly do you mean by what you just said in remembering who I was, and where exactly is it that you claim to know me from, Jiren questions, for you better go and start talking right now, as Kodos went on to then create a portal behind him by then responding, oh, Jiren, do you truly not not recognize me? Well then go and take a good look into my eyes and you will see upon yourself the reflection of your own torment by doing so. For I am the very shadow that has haunted you ever since you were just a helpless child in having to leave you all alone in this world with nothing and no one to care for you when you were just a little boy. For I was the one who had taken everything from you when you were just a helpless child at the time, Jiren.
You bragging about that?
I am the very misery that drives you and the pain that fuels your strength, as this all began with me. But tell me, does it hurt in knowing that you were never really strong enough to save your parents when they needed you the most? Because I was the one who had ripped them both away from you when you were just a skinny little weak and pathetic child, Jiren. For I was the one, but slaughtering your mother and father wasn't good enough for me, Kodos continues upon being shown having to retreat back into his portal, because while I couldn't go and remain within the mortal realm for too long without being dragged back into the demon realm, your misery didn't just end with your parents, if you happen to remember, which I'm sure you do, because not only was I there when I stood over the lifeless bodies of your parents in your village as you went and made your return back home, but I was the one who was also there when I stood over the lifeless corpse of your former master Jiren, along with all those whom you went and surrounded yourself around.
Hey,
as
knock
I
his
was the
bitch ass
one who
out,
was
Jiren.
responsible in having to
Knock his
slaughter
bitch
them
ass out,
too,
Jiren.
For I was the one who had went and ruined your dreams when you were
Ruined
just
your
a
dreams.
little boy. And so while your parents begged for mercy and your master fought very valiantly, Kodos continues, in the end, they all ended up falling before me, and very soon you will be no different in having to join them in the grave as well, Kodos continues. And that is because when I return, and you can make no mistake that I will come back for you, once I return, I will go and do unto you just as I did your parents and master, and that is slaughter you like I went and had slaughtered them, and as I ensure you that there will be nothing that is left behind in your wake that will oppose me ever again, Jiren. And so in the meantime, I will go and leave you with this while the ghost of your past returns to haunt you, and now having to look into the very eyes of the soul demon who was ultimately responsible in destroying your entire life. With a shocked Jiren having to then respond, You what? It was you? You were the one who was responsible for the death of my parents along with Master Jiren and his students? You were the one? With Kodos having to then quickly respond,
Oh, shit.
That is correct, Pride Trooper. I was the one who was responsible in having to rip all
Jiren,
of
get his
them away
ass.
from you when I
Get his
did.
ass.
And it's only going to be a matter of time before I go and end up doing the same onto you as well, Jiren. And so now cherish this moment while you still can, because I will come back for you sooner than you expect that I will, and when I do, once I return and confront you yet again, I am going to ensure that it will be the last time that I will ever have to see your face ever again. And so now farewell, Pride Trooper, until we meet again soon. But then, it was just within that very moment as Kodos was making his leave, as Jiren was also shown dashing directly towards Kodos' portal, was when Toppo went on to then quickly shout, Wait, Jiren, no! Don't go through that portal and follow him back into where he resides! Don't let him go and get inside of your head like this, Jiren! Don't let his words be what breaks your spirit out here, so don't do it! No, you will not go and escape me again! Jiren shouts upon being shown having to swing and miss as the portal went on to then close. Not this time, demon, and so now get back here and face me like a real warrior, you coward! Oh, Jiren, don't! Toppo then went on to quickly shout, You'll destroy the entire solar system with an attack that powerful, and so please don't do this! Just try
gonna
and
do it.
regain focus and think about your actions while you are still able to go and make them, Jiren! You're going to destroy all of us if you don't slow down and
Man, let Jiren do his thing, man.
Jiren, with this
Let Jiren do his thing.
Toppo, the entire planet feels as though it's going to be torn apart by the sheer force of Jiren's strike. And
That nigga Jiren's strong.
up there above us, the moons around this planet have all been destroyed by the shockwave and by the force of Jiren's attack. This is just unbelievable. With Topo having to then chime back in. Oh, what incredible power. He's hurt, Dispo, for that demon knew that he stood no chance out there against Jiren, and so he knew that the only other way that he could have been able to go and get him was by revealing his true nature as a way to try and break Jiren apart from the inside. I spent my entire life trying to erase the darkness that you've casted over my life, Jiren went on to then respond, by using every ounce of strength that I could in letting go of the pain that you had inflicted onto me. And now that I know of who you are, and now that I know that it was you who was the one that was behind the pain that I had felt all this time, on my honor and in the names of my parents along with Master Geechee,
oh shit,
upon having two spike demons trying to blindside him from behind, I am going to hunt you down no matter how far you go and no matter what it is that you go and try. I will not stop until your fate is sealed by making you pay in your own.
Oh yeah, we need that fight. We need that fight.
Which
we need that
intensely
fight.
enough from out of nowhere as Jiren went on to then blow away the two
we need that
spike
fight.
demons that were rapidly shown having to approach Jiren from behind was when Dispo went on to then chime back in. Whoa, Topo, are you seeing what I'm seeing right now too? Because, well, I haven't seen Jiren this angry and this determined about something in such a long time, but even now, I can also understand as to why that is, especially after given everything that we just saw happen right now, with Topo responding, well, with all things considered, I don't think that any of us had ever expected to have what just transpired to go and take place here, and especially since the subject alone is but a very touchy one for someone like Jiren, but even now, I can fully come to understand on where Jiren is coming from, because any one of us would have felt the same way that he is currently feeling within the moment, and so that much is understandable given what took place, with Dispo responding, incredible, for I've never seen Jiren so angry like how I am right now, and so do you think that he'll be alright there, Topo? With Topo responding, well, although I will agree and say that I too haven't seen Jiren as angry as he is right now since the days of the tournament.
That boy Jiren ready to fuck something up. I love it.
To make sure that he is okay, with Pride Trooper V1 having to then respond, hey, are you okay, Casserole? For we are glad to still see that you are with us after what just happened here, and so we'll go and make sure that you are healed up and back on your feet in no time, with Casserole responding, thank you for your concerns, but I am not the one who mainly needs to be attended to here, V1, and so are you all right there, Jiren? For none of us could have went and anticipated on what just happened here to be shown taking place.
Jiren made that big ass crater with a punch.
Down, with Jiren responding, never mind my feelings about this entire ordeal, because now that I was able to go and see with my very own two eyes on which demon it was that had went and ripped my parents alongside my master away from me when I was just a little boy, this Kodos may have went and escaped into the demon realm for now, but his retreat only delays the inevitable, and so we'll need to act swiftly, Jiren says. And so now go and gather the others and prepare for a full report to Lord Belmont, for he needs to understand the magnitude of this threat, Jiren continues, and as I don't intend to go and leave any stone that is thrown our way unturned, for I will not under any circumstance allow for that creature to go and slip back into the shadows and escape me as he once did, especially not now, because this is now personal between us, as his escape is but a temporary victory, but you can make no mistake about the fact that I will go and ensure you all that I will be the last face that this creature will ever see, for the path that he has chosen will directly lead to his downfall, as I will walk it to its very end no matter the cost, Jiren says. And for that to happen, we need Lord Belmont's counsel and support, as I do not intend to go and allow for these demons to tear this universe apart while standing in their way, as it was only right then and there now, during that moment, where the Beyond Dragon Ball sequel, Story of the Dark Masters, the official Murno sequel, manga chapter number 22 special, then comes to a close.
Well, actually, I'll go ahead and take it.
I'm gonna let Weech talk for like 2 seconds.
Something very important with our dear viewers at the moment. As before I go and give you the following information, if you aren't already a member of Unreal's.
Oh shit, Jiren. Oh, now Jiren mad. I like it. I like when Jiren mad. They need to bring Jiren back in the Super Manga, bro. Hopefully Super Manga comes back. I heard there was no new news on the Super Manga. Dropping a new one for this month, but hopefully something happens. But anyway, But Jiren mad, boy. Hey, once Jiren mad, when you make Jiren mad, it's over. It's over. Anyway, man, shout out to UnrealEntGaming for this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Check out the last chapter right here. Check out another video you might like right here. And, you know, I'll catch you next time. Peace.